Number one, advice that assumes motherhood doesn't affect your self-image. This one cuts deep because sometimes even when the hair is done, you still don't feel done. You still feel tired or puffy, exhausted, not like yourself. Your body is still healing 17 years after you had your baby. And that voice creeps in your head. Well, if I could just get my hair together, I would feel better. I would look better. Hair becomes that last hope, the final lever of control. But the more pressure we put on our hair to fix how we feel, the worse it performs. It's not just your hair, it's the fact that you've been carrying too much for too long, and now you're expecting your reflection of your hair to fix how you feel, and expecting your reflection to make it all feel lighter. Fixing your hair will not give you your time back. It will not give you your sleep back. It will not give you your energy, your money, your body. Fixing your hair will not give you any of those things. Your hair will not unburden you. So when we ask our hair to do all of that, to fix how we feel, we unintentionally load it with pressure that it was never meant to handle. But here's what I've learned, and I'm still learning. Choose styles that make me feel comfortable. Comfortable. Not styles that are impressive or styles that are, just you've put in all this effort and everyone can tell that you've put in all this effort to get your hair done. Comfort, let's start there. When we stop expecting our hair to undo the toll of motherhood by buying more products and buying more tools and, watching every tutorial and just being so obsessed about our hair, and instead treating it as part of a bigger picture of who we are, this is how we can breathe. Because your hair might not change the exhaustion or give you your pre-baby body or whatever we want back, but it is a gentle part of our healing. Yes, we want to do our hair, but it will not fix our image. Choosing comfort, however, will free us from that perfection, will make us go, right, this is what works right now. And that shift, that's what makes for peace. Advice number 2 assumes that your hair is your main priority. Most tutorials really do assume that your hair is your focus, your number one thing. You're chasing shine or growth, length, retention, all the things that we want, right? Curl definition, whatever the trend is. But right now, you're a mom. Your focus is scattered across all the human beings you're now looking after. You're trying to create a new routine that includes the other people in your life. You choose what can be done without burning out. That's where you are right now. Most hair advice isn't built around that. So when you watch a video like one of mine and someone says, well, why don't you just make the time? Then you feel like you're failing. So what works instead? Accept that you do not have all the time in the world and build your hair care to fit into your life, not around it, right? For example, I no longer wash my hair on Saturdays or on Fridays just because it is a weekend. I wash my hair when I have the best 90-minute chunk. Simple. Usually when my husband takes my baby for a walk or takes her out to go do the grocery shopping, that's my quiet time. That's when I can show up for my hair without stress. Your hair doesn't need to be perfect every day because your hair is not your priority right now, unless it is, which is fine. But if it isn't, then we want to have an honest conversation with ourselves and decide how to incorporate our hair care into our current life. Number 3 is advice that is built on aesthetics, not sustainability. We've been sold the visual, the perfectly laid edges, the voluminous day 3 twist out, the wash and go that's popping, and yes, all of those look beautiful. Our hair can do all of that. Maybe our hair has done all of that in the past, but the price of that beauty is exhaustion. It is stress. It's maybe taking a day off work. I know somebody who has done this before. It is rescheduling your toddler's nap. At the end of the day, none of this is sustainable. Instead of focusing on how your hair looks, focus on how it lives with you. We want a style that will go from wash day to wash day. This is what we want, right? This is really all we can afford. So ask yourself this one question. Does the style I'm currently wearing serve me right now? Not just does it look good, does it serve me, my peace, my time, my money, my budget, my everything? If it doesn't, then it's time to let it go. Number 4, advice that treats products like solutions instead of tools. Many of us have a whole product shelf that we don't use. Why? We are busy. Life is busy. We need products that make things easier for us. We don't need products that complicate our whole routine, make us sit there wondering, okay, which style do I do, because we have too many options. Most hair advice is trying to sell us more and more and more and more creams and gels and stylers, shampoo that will rebuild your broken bonds and all the things. But here's what actually works. A minimal setup that gets you done faster, not frustrated for longer. The products you reach for every single time, the products that can do more than one thing for you, that can work for more than one person at home, the products that you can afford, you can easily get, you can buy again and again and again. That's it. Those are the products that we want to use. Products that can support a routine that you can repeat even when you are sleep deprived, even when you're running behind and try not to lose your mind. Those are the products we want to keep. Here's your permission to let go of products that are not working for you in this season right now. You're not reaching for them. They're not serving you. We need not buy these products. You know what I mean? Okay, number 5, advice that assumes that your hair is the same even after you've had kids. Listen, postpartum hair is different, at least in my opinion. It was different for me. The hormonal shifts, the dryness, the postpartum shedding, some people even have texture changes. I wasted my time blaming my technique when in reality, my body had changed, my hair had changed, and that's okay. My hair had fallen off. I didn't even have lots of edges to begin with. Then most of it fell off, and now this is what I'm left with. This is it. When I embrace that my hair may need something different, and then try to attack what my hair actually needed, everything changed for me. Everything did. So instead of forcing your old routine that is clearly not working, if you have reached that point, try doing what your hair needs, not what your 2019 self needed. Decide what your hair needs in this season. Do you need simplicity? Focus on one core style. Focus on a few products, right? Do you need softness? And prioritize moisture, not definition. Do you need reliability? You can create a monthly routine that works on autopilot. Do you need to find what works? Then this is where you get into your, okay, I'm trying to optimize for what works. What does your hair need today? Let me share a few practical replacements for common advice that, just does not fit me as a mom. Instead of doing a wash and go, for example, and washing your hair weekly, which is what I used to do, I now do something that fits my routine. Instead of a twist out, I install the twist and call it a day. Instead of shopping for the next best curl product, use up what you have at home already and stick to what you are doing for 3 months to see if it actually works for you. If you are feeling behind, celebrate your wins. If you've moisturized your hair, that counts. Take photos to see how your hair is doing. As a mom, you don't need more advice. You need honest adjustments for where you are in life. I no longer treat my hair like a project. I show up for my hair, however, it does not rule my whole life because I do not have that time anymore. And you can do the same too. If you're tired of advice that feels like work, try asking yourself this one question. What would hair care look like if it was rooted in recovery, not in responsibility? If you feel like your hair is just one more thing that you need to do, then something needs to change, right? Do you need to stretch your hair more, stretch your wash days, or will you move slower or buy less products, or, protect your hair more, skip the YouTube trends, or just do something to bring comfort back into your life so that your hair fits into your life. Because I promise you, good enough hair is perfect. It's perfect. Comfort is excellent. Why? It is sustainable. In this next video, I break down how to optimize your natural hair routine for your current season in life. What to do to make sure that your hair fits where you are in life. I will see you there. And I hope that you enjoyed my baby blabbing and talking and being happy in the background. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.